Good morning, sir. Are you Christopher Wright?
Yes, I am, sir. Good morning.
Good morning. Judge Patterson's been dealing with this. I'm Judge Middleton. I'm here with your lawyer, Mr. John Bush, and Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert. You got two cases. One is set for today. No, they're both set for today. One is filed 251777FY. That alleges carrying concealed weapon, possession of a taser, and domestic violence. The first two are felonies. Carrying a concealed weapon is punishable by up to 5 years in prison. Prosecutor Robert has offered to dismiss both of those charges for a plea to domestic violence, and that would be on your spouse, Stine Korogostad. I think that's a Swedish name.
It's Norwegian.
Norwegian. The other case is from a year ago, August 30th. That alleges domestic violence on your mother. And that is file number 241606, and your mother is Kathleen Corzine. So the plea offer is to dismiss the felony charges, plead to one count of domestic violence from August 30th of 2024. Domestic violence is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. And one count of domestic violence from September 5th of 2025. So it'd be two misdemeanor domestic violence. The felony cases would be dismissed. Mr. Robert, is that your understanding?
Yes, it is.
Mr. Bush?
That is also my understanding.
Mr. Wright, are you going to plead to two misdemeanor counts of domestic violence?
Yes, sir.
Very good. All right, let's talk about that for a minute. If you plead guilty to these charges, you're going to be giving up your right to have a trial. You'd have a right to have a trial in both cases or either case. You settled one and wanted to try the other one. If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Bush has been appointed to represent you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wish. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to, because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury cannot hold your silence against you, and you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. On 606. All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to plead to these charges?
No, sir.
Promise you anything?
No, sir.
Well, let's talk about the first one. And that case is alleged that on August 30th of 2024, which would have been last summer, you made an assault upon your mother, Kathleen Corazini, in Three Rivers. This would have been, I think, at the house on Oklahoma Drive. Does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Did you get upset with your mother that day?
Yes, sir.
And did you grab her by the arms and push her?
Allegedly, yes.
All right, at some point, grabbed her by the throat. All right.
I don't know if that's a factual basis. He said allegedly, yes. He
Oh,
didn't
all right,
admit to
yeah,
doing
all right.
anything.
Let's find out. Did you, says here, you grabbed her by the arms, grabbed her by the throat, pushed her and scared her while you were yelling at her. Did that happen?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's a factual basis. Let's talk about the other case. This one's a little more recent in time. Again, this is at the Oklahoma Drive address,
Yes, sir.
and you're married to your spouse who is Stine. Is it Stine or Stein?
It's Stina Krogstad.
All right, that's your wife.
Yes, sir.
And did you get upset with her
Yes, sir.
and grabbed her by the face?
Yes, sir.
And she wanted a divorce and you didn't.
Correct.
Is that true? All right.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna need more information here.
Judge, I would ask for a PSI in this one. He has a out-of-state criminal history that's hard to decipher. Would be helpful to get all that information from one of the
All right.
probation agents.
I did a PPO in this case, so I have some familiarity with it. They were quite frightened. There was a meth pipe in here, so I think meth was underlying this. You seem good this morning, clear-headed, smart. I think you've had some clean time, thanks to Judge Pattison, which is a good thing. All right, I'm gonna ask for a PSI, which is called a pre-sentence investigation. It's gonna take a little bit to do that. Are you on probation or parole anywhere?
No, sir.
What kind of work did you do?
I was a handyman for a while. I've been on and off the streets, like you said. I've had an addiction problem that I'm trying to address now.
All right, well, sometimes going to jail is where you started.
I agree,
Do
sir.
you and she have children together?
Yes, we have 3 little ones.
Well, at some point I understood she was talking about going back to Norway. Is that in the mix?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to talk to either. I'm in the dark with everything, so.
All right,
I hope not. I hope to reconcile all this and get the help I need. This is the first time
Oh.
I've actually addressed it in my life, so.
all right. Well, we're off to a forced sobriety, which is a place to start. This is gonna take me a while. So let's go to that October 20th date, John. At 10:30. It's gonna take me about a month to get this pre-sentence investigation report done. Judge Pattison canceled your bond because he was concerned about public safety issues. This will be just a way to get you some additional clean time and keep everybody safe. The worst that could happen here is you could get 93 days followed by 93 days. That's not probably likely to happen. But I need more information. I'm gonna set for sentence for 10/20/25 at 10:30.
Do I have a
All
moment?
right, Mr. Wright, are you doing any classes or anything at the jail?
Yeah, I just did Endeavor for domestic violence. I just got a certificate. I guess Pivotal has to print them out, so I'm waiting to hear from her.
Very good. You take whatever they got and see you on the 20th. All right, that's
thank you.
all right. All right, we'll get a pre-sentence report. We'll get input from the victims. And he's gonna be right where he is for a while. All right, that finishes your obligations, Mr. Bush.
Yeah, I still have Mr. Ricky Murphy.
Oh, I thought you said that was gonna be a felony.
Yeah, he hasn't waived.
He has to waive it.
Oh, we have to waive him. All right. Got it. Laura, would you print me a waiver in Ricky Murphy? Hi, booking. We're on the home stretch here. I'd like to see Ricky Murphy next and then Willard Pelfrey. All right, thanks. Bye. Yes, I like to call every time. They get distracted. Deputy Balk's out doing something else. While we're waiting, let's call your case, Ross. Brody Jack Johnson, file number 251825FY. Mr. Johnson is charged with unlawfully driving away an automobile vehicle, illegal entry, and receiving concealing stolen property. He owes $1,800 in other cases, and he isn't here. Did you have any contact with him? Did we ever see Brody Jack Johnson today? All right, thanks. Bye.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message system. 2695281. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
This is a call from Judge Middleton to Brody Jack Johnson. Mr. Johnson, you failed to appear for your court appearance this morning on a charge of unlawfully driving an automobile. And you never contacted your lawyer, Ross Truckee. So I'm about to issue a bench warrant for your arrest. You have 48 hours to present yourself, or you're subject to being incarcerated at a $10,000 cash or surety bond. All right, you need to get in here. Have a nice day. Bench warrant, $10,000 cash or surety bond, 48-hour hold. Good afternoon, or good morning, sir. Are you Ricky Wendell Murphy?
Yes, sir.
All right, Laura, I'd still like a bind over waiver sheet on Mr. Murphy. This is Judge Middleton. I don't think we met before. You're from Edwardsburg?
Yes, I am.
Well, you got charged with operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated as a third offense.
Correct.
Let's take a look at that. Also with reckless driving and driving suspended.
Yeah, no, I wasn't suspended.
All right, well, we'll sort, that's a misdemeanor that's just sort of on there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
These things allegedly occurred here in St. Joseph County on August 31st.
Correct.
Well, let me find it. It's alleged that on August 31st in the city of Three Rivers, you did operate a vehicle upon Millard Street with a high blood alcohol level over 0.17 and as a third or subsequent offense. Under Michigan law, that is a felony. Looks like you got several convictions in Indiana. That is a felony punishable by up to $5,000 and up to 5 years in prison. Carries 6 points on your driver's license and requires that your license be suspended. Reckless driving is a allegation that you were driving on 131 southbound in the northbound lanes. We sure have had a lot of that lately. And that's a 93-day misdemeanor. And you're also charged with driving suspended. You're entitled to have a preliminary examination in that matter. You're also entitled to waive it and have the matter bound over to the circuit court for further proceedings in that court. Mr. Bush indicated that at this point you wish to waive the preliminary examination, have the matter bound over to circuit court and deal with it up there. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Murphy, your blood alcohol level, I received it this morning, and you were tested at the State Police Crime Lab of 0.212. So that's consistent with the police report. So it's my recommendation that we execute the waiver and move the case forward.
Yes.
All right, let me read that to you. I, Ricky Wendell Murphy, understand I have a right to employ an attorney. I may request a court-appointed attorney if I'm financially unable to employ one. I voluntarily waive my right to a preliminary examination and understand that I will be bound over to the circuit court on the charges in the complaint and warrant. Is that what you wish to do?
Yes.
All right, I'll put defendant waives on the record. I lost my bailiff. John, let me give you that and ask if you and Josh could please execute that. All right, Mr. Murphy, the matter will be bound over to the circuit court for a status conference, hopefully sooner rather than later, and see whether it can be resolved. Are you on probation or parole anywhere?
No, sir.
We'll probably be setting this a plea as soon as
All right,
possible.
well, maybe something we could consider for sobriety court. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. All right, good luck, sir. I may be seeing you further.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy.
Oops, sorry.
Good afternoon, sir, or morning. It feels like afternoon. Are you Willard Pelfrey?
Yes, I am, sir.
This is Judge Middleton. I'm here at the court. Your lawyer, Mr. Truckee, Ross Truckee, is here with me. Also, Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Joshua Robert. In this case, you're charged with possession of methamphetamine. Let's actually look at the complaint. I can find it. It's alleged that on September 9th in the city of Sturgis, you did possess methamphetamine. That is a felony. It's punishable by up to 15 years and up to 10 years imprisonment and a fine of up to $15,000. Do you understand?
Yes.
The prosecutors agreed to dismiss that charge for a plea to use of methamphetamine. That's a misdemeanor. To a year in jail and a fine of up to $2,000. You understand?
Yes.
Are you going to plead to that misdemeanor charge?
Yes, I plead guilty.
All right. Anybody threaten you to get you to do that?
No, sir.
Or promise you anything?
Nope.
All right. Do you understand that by pleading to that charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or a jury? There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir, I do.
If you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. Mr. Truckee is here with you. You could also hire an attorney of your own choosing if you wished. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. And you have the right to be presumed innocent unless the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand?
Yes.
All right, let's talk about this. Did anybody threaten you to get you to plead to this?
No, sir.
Or promise you anything?
Nope. No, sir.
Now, I know a little bit about this because I arraigned you on the trespass ticket that was out there. But you were walking down the railroad tracks on September 9th and you had your pack and stuff with you. And they found a small amount of methamphetamine in your possession, which came back as positive for meth. Is that true?
That's true.
And had you used some?
I did prior, maybe a week before that, because I just knew it all this, and it really wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So I thought I was just going to toss it out, but I ended up putting it back in my pocket for some reason. I don't understand why.
All right, well, that's enough for the plea, but I don't believe you. I think that you're struggling with methamphetamine and goes hand in hand with your homelessness. But what you told me is enough to accept the plea. You could have just owned it. You've been in jail for 14 days. Where are you going to go if you get out?
Probably to go to where I was before, Britt's front porch, and get my stuff, go to Elwood, apply for a job, and then come back to go do the program at Keystone here in Centerville. Hopefully get a place here in Centerville.
All right. Mr. Truckee, anything you'd like me to know?
I've encouraged Mr. Pelfrey to use Keystone, see if that can help get him off the streets. He's not gonna be able to get clean if he's living outside.
Yes, and it's gonna get cold. Mr. O'Bear,
Yes.
anything to add?
No,
I'm gonna order 30 days, credit 14. No fine, no attorney fee. Minimum fine of $125 for 2 additional days. You got about 2 weeks of additional clean time, Mr. Pelfrey. And maybe there'll also be some time to work with Pivotal on a placement, rather than just to have you standing out on the front steps today with nowhere to go. Do you know what they did with your pack and all your stuff?
Actually, a young lady gave that to me that day to keep for myself. And I really don't know where everything's at. Everything could be gone. Because a lot of people goes up on his porch and does whatever they like to do. And I'm pretty
Yes.
sure about everything I have is gone.
So basically you got the shirt on your back.
Yes.
Do you have any family around here?
Well, I got family, but they're all they're like on the other side of the tracks. They don't have nothing to do with my side of the family either. My mom, dad, sisters, aunts.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pelfreys around Sturgis area.
Yeah, but they're not the type of the Pelfreys that would help me do anything. I don't even know half of them. I just met Tim Pelfrey that's in here. I just met him just a year and a half ago. And that's
All
my
right,
dad's.
well, I'm gonna give you some clean time. All right, Mr. Pelfrey, best of luck to you.
Thank you.
You're good to go.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right,
Tell you that.
Mr. Pelfrey, you're good to go.
Okay, thank you, sir.
She's got stuff here we want to get done.
All right, we're done with Mr. Pelfrey and ready for Miss Krager, Haley Krager. She's our last one. All right, she's our last one. Thank you. Bye. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
This is Judge Middleton. I'm here with your lawyer, Mr. Truckee, Mr. Ross Truckee. Also present is Joshua Robert from the prosecutor, chief assistant. We've had a very long morning and we're coming to the end of it. You have 2 cases pending. File 251778 alleges that on June 20th, you did possess methamphetamine. That is it's punishable by up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000. I understand that waived preliminary examination in that matter, and the matter is going to be bound over to the circuit court. Then in file 251867, you again got charged with possession of methamphetamine. And that is the same charge, up to 10 years and a fine of up to $15,000. I think this is, let me look at, maybe habitual, because you seem like you had one years ago. Yeah, you're charged as a second offense, which makes it a drug double, punishable by up to 20 years imprisonment. The bonds were not that high. I didn't set the bonds, but the bonds were set at $1,000 cash or surety in each file. You got arrested on each case on 9/12, so I don't think you were on bond on one when you did the other one, but you got arrested both. He wants me to address the issue of bond. It isn't very high for what we're looking at. Mr. Truckee, what would you like me to know?
Ms. Krager has some medical concerns. She's got a tumor on her knee. She reports. She's been consulting with Dr. Dr. Aurora, I believe, in Three Rivers.
Yes, Dr. Rookie.
And she'd like to be able to pursue that treatment going forward. So we'd ask for a PR bond, and we're open to a tether through pretrial services.
Ms. Krager,
Yes,
where do
ma'am.
you live?
I live at 69204 Elaine Drive. I live with an elderly veteran named Vern.
What town is that in?
So it's in Sturgis.
Who's the other lady?
I'm sorry,
Who's the other lady?
other lady.
You said you live with another lady at that house?
With an elderly veteran named Vern Southwell.
Vern Salvo?
Yeah, he's an amputee veteran. I take care of him. He's got one. Yeah.
All right. You got a previous methamphetamine conviction that you haven't dealt with. You have a felony, and then you have the one with us that you haven't paid. You got charged with possession of methamphetamine in June and then again in August or in September. You list a Mintdale Road address. Who lives there?
That's my ex. I no longer live there. Well, it's my family. It's like, we're like family, but like, yeah, I don't live there anymore.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you're 23, Meth. You got 90 days in jail. And some fines. Chip. This
Sorry,
bond
I've
is
also
quite low
applied to
for as
different
distressed as you are. Yes, go ahead.
I said, I've also applied to 7 different rehabilitation clinics throughout this year, and they've all like rejected me because of this tumor in my leg and in my shoulder. I've applied to the TLC house, the Witt house, the Manda house, the Hope house, Gilmore Center, the TLC house in Angola, the Witt house in Angola.
All right, well, those are worthy enterprises, but right now you're right where you need to be. I'm a little concerned about this man who you allegedly take care of. You're with Mr. Hewitt, and he's got meth in his possession. We're talking June, we're talking September, and you haven't conquered it. The bonds are quite low for what it is. So your motion for a PR bond is denied. You can bring it up again in the circuit court. But right now, the bond remains as set with all the conditions that were on the bond if you do post them. So,
Okay.
all right, good luck.
Thank you.
I'm not inclined to do a PR bond in those circumstances. So
All
good
right,
luck, man.
let's talk about that. This St. Joseph County session was a busy one, running through multiple defendants. Christopher Wright, Ricky Murphy, Willard Pelfrey, and Haley Krager. And each case had a very different tone. Starting with Christopher Wright, he came in facing 2 felonies, carrying a concealed weapon and possession of a taser, along with domestic violence charges deal. The state dismissed the felonies and reduced everything to 2 misdemeanor domestic violence counts, one involving his mother, the other his spouse. Wright admitted to grabbing his mother by the arms and throat in one incident and grabbing his wife's face in another, both at the same address. His answers were short, almost mechanical, yes, sir, but enough to establish the factual basis. The judge, noting meth may have been a factor in the conduct, ordered a pre-sentence investigation, PSI, before imposing sentence. Wright seemed clear-headed in court, but the history of addiction and violence meant the court wanted a deeper dive before deciding his fate. Then Kay Arfey, charged with OWI third offense, along with reckless driving and driving suspended. The allegations were sod alcohol content of .212 and driving the wrong way on US 131. His lawyer waived the preliminary exam, sending the matter up to circuit court. Murphy looked resigned, even deferential. He didn't argue, just confirmed the waiver. The judge suggested sobriety court might be an option down the road, depending on how the circuit court handled it. Next was Willard Pelfrey, whose case was small in scale but telling in tone. Originally charged with meth posse D to use of methamphetamine, a misdemeanor. The judge pressed him on the facts. Pelfrey admitted to having meth in his pocket after using a week earlier, though the judge openly doubted his story about tossing it and retrieving it. Homeless, with no family support and only the shirt on his back, Pelfrey said he hoped to connect with Keystone for treatment. The judge gave him 30 days with credit for 14 served, a minimal fine, and some time to work with placement services before release. The court showed both skepticism and compassion, clear-eyed about the drug problem, but also unwilling to just turn him out on the street without support. Finally, Haley Krager closed the morning, and her case had a harder edge. Already convicted once for meth, she now faced possession charges in June and September. Her lawyer asked for a personal recognizance bond, citing health issues, tumors on her knee and shoulder, and her role as caretaker for an amputee veteran. Krager herself said she had applied to multiple rehabs, but was rejected due to medical complications. But the judge wasn't persuaded. With 2 fresh meth arrests, a prior conviction, and concerns about her living situation, the court denied the bond modification, leaving the low cash bonds in place. The tone here was less forgiving. The judge made clear that treatment applications don't outweigh repeated use and new charges. The overall atmosphere swung between careful procedure and weary pragmatism. Wright's plea deal reflected efficiency but required a PSI before sentencing. Murphy's waiver moved a serious case up the chain. Pelfrey's hearing mixed skepticism with a touch of mercy, and Krager's request for leniency was firmly denied. The judge kept things professional, occasionally conversational, but always anchored in accountability. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, and letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every one.